Deeper meditative states opens up the vast kingdom of awareness. Awareness remains the same every time you take a dip into your own self. Awareness has no character, no shape, no size, no color, no attributes. So awareness is awareness all the time. But the universe that we perceive through our senses and ultimately into our mind is different all the time. Every morning the sun rises, but the morning sky is different every single day. Let alone a day, it's different every single minute, every single second is beautifully changing all the time. It's fascinating to sit and watch the show that takes place before the sunrise. The clouds get rearranged, the colors get changed into different shades, different hues, and all this is happening in silence. So silence is the medium in which the consciousness is operating. And if we think the sky is the only thing that's changing, we are mistaken. The whole world is changing. Trees are getting bigger. Grass is growing. Insects, birds are flying. Everything happens, including your mind, your body. Everything is changing. You wake up one day and one hair turns gray. You know the change has happened. If we care to observe, change is everywhere. In this change, to call anything your is a mistake, because whatever you call it yours already has changed by the time you finish the sentence. Change is universal. In this universal changing is a constant thing. If we put everything that is changing, it will include literally everything, including us. And the awareness knows that this is changing. So when you raise your awareness to a higher level, you realize there is nothing but the change outside. Outside the awareness. Awareness does not change. If awareness does not change, that means it precedes the origin of the universe. And it is still here. And it will be always there after the dissolution of the universe. So this whole package called the universe is a mirage, is something that is produced, keeps changing, and will end someday, just like everything else does. Every single component of this universe has the same fate. It is born, it grows, it sickens and dies. Birth, growth, decay, and death. If we realize the reality of the constant consciousness and unreality of this universe, including our body, a fascinating phenomenon happens where we lose the connectivity to the sansar that Hindus call. And this sansar is not something that you can walk away. Wherever you go, you will still end up connecting with the surrounding environment. So connections you cannot keep just by being physically in contact. The mind is also part of these connections. So the real problem is at the mind level. Mind believes everything as real, and mind wants to hold on to the things. The implications are amazing when we realize, if we can realize through the meditation, the sansar as a mirage, an illusion, a dream, a maya, then significant changes start happening in the mind. Mind realizes that if there is nothing mine, including the body, which is slipping away every second, every minute, every day, I am gonna lose it, which we do. So the fascination, attachment to the body starts weakening. And of course, along with the body, everything else that is attached to that body, your friends, your relatives, your possessions, you also start realizing is an illusion. There is no ownership in this universe. The owner itself will be changing continuously. So what's the point? So your race for obtaining, gaining, gathering, greed, all these things will slow down. At the same time, in this changing world, where your mind, your body, everything is changing, you realize everybody else is also changing. So in this changing environment, every moment that is created is unique. Every sunrise is different than the previous sunrise. Not the same sunrise is ever reproduced because of this powerful change created by the consciousness. If everything is changing, what is the point in comparing ourselves with others? But we do all the time. We always compare ourselves with others. We want to be like others so we can fit. We are afraid to be different. We copy others. We go by the suggestions given by the others. We don't borrow somebody else's clothes, somebody else's shoes. Important things, like things that can change our life, our inner being, we borrow the ideas, beliefs, thoughts from others. So what do? Go deep, sharpen your awareness, and realize this dualistic nature of this vast universe and ever-changing nature of this universe. By observing the change, you can become steady, settle down into your soul, and watch the life as it opens every single day. Admire the change, love the change, that translates into loving the duality, respecting the change which is the creation of the consciousness, is also respecting the duality the multitude of ways of producing different people, different ideas, different thoughts. Respecting them is respecting God. God is the consciousness which has the power to create multitude of colors, multitude of people, multitude of thoughts, ideas, animals, different life forms. It's just mind-boggling. When you understand the change, you will also respect the variety that is presented in front of you. Krishna says, whoever sees me in everyone and everyone in me sees me all the time. So with the arrival of awareness within you, everything starts changing. Your grip on possessing things starts weakening. Your emotional bonding, excessive emotional bonding with your relatives, friends starts weakening. You start creating your own personality, one in the center of which is your soul, the Atma, which never dies, which never changes. Never changing Atma, never changing soul becomes your center around which your personality will develop. So for that, you have to go within and let the sun of inner consciousness rise. Once that happens, your outlook for the world changes. Whatever you gain, you're gonna laugh it out, not as the result of your efforts, but just the part of changing world that happened to come to you, to nearby you. But it doesn't become yours, because someday it will not be yours. Someday your body will not be yours. What is the point of calling the other possessions as your possessions? So it weakens, so you're not in stress to gain things. If things lose out from your possessions, you're not gonna be upset, depressed. Direct result of non-possessiveness is also freedom. Your spouse does not need to be changed because he or she is on his or her own path to salvation, to reach to this highest state of consciousness. One of these days, he or she also will reach there. You do not own her. You do not own him. So if it is not yours, why would you want to change? On the contrary, the change is already happening on their own. They are changing. So why would you want to change? Realizing all these things gives the ultimate freedom to your spouse, to your children, to your friends, and still love them fully, wholeheartedly, because we all are made out of the same medium of consciousness. So life becomes heaven without any stress, without any anxiety, without any hatred, without any greed, and full of love for everyone. You can bring the heaven down to this earth if we just understand the ever-changing universe is only a dream. Have a good